Good afternoon, Katie.
Good afternoon, Katie.
Great.
That's what you said to say, wasn't it?
Let's try it a different way. It's great to see you can make it today, Katie.
Make what?
Oh, you know what I mean. That you could be here with us.
It's great to be anywhere. You keep me locked up in that suitcase all the time.
Oh, come on. It couldn't be that bad in there.
Yeah? Would you like to try it?
Katie, I'm kind of curious. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Retired.
How would you live if you didn't work?
Same way you do.
Seriously now, Katie. We don't have a lot of time, and I'm sure the kids here want to know what you want to do with your life. What do you want to be?
Close to God.
What a wonderful ambition.
Yeah, I want to hear God's voice and have His guidance in my life.
You'll never regret this ambition.
Yeah, but how I do it is another thing.
What do you mean? How do you hear God's voice and have His direction in your life?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, that's a good question, but there was a little boy in the Bible who heard God's voice. Do you suppose these kids here would be able to guess his name?
Nah, they don't think we're done.
Hey!
You call my boyfriend a dummy.
Boyfriend? Who's that?
Ricky, he's so funny.
Well, one, I didn't know he was your boyfriend, but besides, he is a dummy. He is a ventriloquist dummy.
See, there she goes again.
Katie, calm down. We said we were going to be serious. And I think if we give them a chance, someone can think of who the little boy in the Old Testament was who heard God's voice. Does anyone think they know? His name starts with an S. Okay, Sam.
Samuel.
Did you know that before Samuel was even born, his mother Hannah couldn't have children?
How did she have Samuel then? Did she adopt him?
No, that's what I'm going to explain. She couldn't have any children, but she prayed to God, and she might have prayed something like this. Oh God, if only you will give me a baby boy, I will give the child to your service. God respected and answered such an unselfish prayer as that, and He did. He gave her a baby boy, and she named him Samuel. Right. Well, do you know what Samuel means? Skit.
Does it mean handsome?
Samuel means act of God.
That was a silly name.
Hannah had asked God for him, hadn't she?
Oh, that's right.
Hannah remembered the promise she had given to God, and she took the child to the tabernacle that was kind of like the church in those days. There, Samuel grew up serving God. But one night, while he was lying in bed, he heard a voice call, Samuel.
Who was calling?
Don't get ahead of me, Katie. Samuel went to the priest, Eli, who was taking care of him, and said, Here I am. But Eli said he hadn't called or heard anything.
He had his TV set on too loud.
He didn't have TVs then, Katie. And then he heard the voice and went to Eli, who said he hadn't called. He heard the voice a third time, and do you know what happened?
Eli threw his shoe at the kid?
No, of course not.
Eli threw 2 shoes at the kid?
Eli didn't throw his shoes at Samuel.
Eli couldn't find his shoes?
No, Eli said the next time he heard the voice, to say, Speak, Lord, for your servant is listening.
Oh, his God calling. How wonderful.
Yes, and Samuel was able to do many wonderful things in his life because he could hear God's voice.
How can I hear God's voice?
You do all the time.
I do?
Yeah, you hear God's voice at Sunday school and church. There you hear God's voice in the testimonies and prayers and the songs and hymns that are sung, in the Bible story and memory verses. You also hear it in the sermon. One reason Samuel may have heard God's voice was because he was in a place something like a church. If you attend a good Bible-believing church and Sunday school, and read your Bible and pray every day, you'll see that God speaks to you in all these different ways.
I want to hear God's voice actually talking, so I can do what to do.
Katie, even though you may not hear God's voice in the same way He spoke to Samuel, remember these different ways that you can hear God's voice, and try to stay close to God every moment, every day of your life. when you come to the end of your life and look over your life, you'll see that God was leading you all the way. Okay, it's time to put you back in your suitcase.
Wait a second. Can I have a drink of water?
No, you can't drink water. Into the suitcase.
No, wait. Will you tell me a story?
I just told you a story. You're going into the suitcase.
Hold on a second. I need to see the dog?
You don't have a dog. Say goodbye because you're going into the suitcase.
Alright. Well, it's been real fun being here with you, Miss